Hey everyone, this is Madman with another RSL video. Today we're going to go look at my main account. Yes, I do spend a little bit of money, not a whole lot. Just to show you though, today we landed day 120, got Dark Gal Lane. Not that I'll be doing anything with her anytime soon, but yeah, eventually, I mean, you can build them up. But I want to show you a few things here. So, not too long ago, I finally got all the pieces and was able to fuse Red and Scarhide here. And he's a difference maker for these early game accounts. Um, Another one. Well, let's go through him. Just put him in some toxic gear. Probably not the best, but give him a little light poisoning, some speed. Got his banners and stuff enough to get 177 speed, but 100% crit rate. Way damn good accuracy. Really good, 3,700 plus defense. 40,000 HP there. And I got his Masteries all booked out. So he is definitely worthwhile throwing your legendary books once you are able to fuse him. But I have absolutely no Masteries. Anyway. But as you can see, what do I got? 1, 2, 3 legendaries. I think I got a fourth one here. 4, 5, 6. I have 6 legendaries. 120 days in. So I'm not the luckiest by far at all on pulling legendaries with all these shards. And not super great. I mean, Yannicka here was the first one. She is pretty doggone decent. She's attack one. Raul, I busted my ass to get him. He's pretty good. He's one of the top 2 hardest AOE hitters in the game. The problem is he needs his setup. Where is it? Because you got to get everybody under Hex first, and then he'll hit super hard. So a little hard on that setup. But anyway, let's get back to the main point here. Skull Crown. I don't know. Yeah, I went ahead and got her Masteries. Just, some speed gear and some crit damage gear because you want her to hit hard. And look at her stats. She's going to be slow. 136 slower than Christmas, but really good damage. Okay HP, pretty low defense. Don't even have 100% crit rate. Want the crit damage way up. Don't care about accuracy and all that because her A1 attacks all enemies, places an extra hit if the target has more than 50% HP. So you don't want a super high HP, but this A1 hits hard. Anyway, she is definitely a game changer for your account if you happen to avoid that, pull that avoid. 2 other ones that are really big, Achak and Mordecai. Very big difference makers in your account. For Christmas created monster I just got like a week and a half ago, and finally got him big out, leveled up and built out somewhat. He's still not super great, but he is definitely a game changer. Royal Guard's pretty nice, but Reliquary Tender. This is the most used champion, and you're going to see why here in a few of these videos. Painkeeper with Reliquary Tender. Very nice. Cold Heart and Apothecary. If you got Apothecary, Painkeeper, and Reliquary Tender, these 2 being Void, and him being Magic, and you get them reasonably built out, they're going to help you with damn near all of the dungeon creation stuff. But a few other good rares, I haven't finished them out, but Scathix is good, Taragi the Frog, Allure, very good. Fire Knights, don't even need to level her up. Spider's pretty good. I just got Angar. So what does that make? I guess that makes, well, yeah. So with 4, 6 epic champions. I just got Melga, so working on her. But anyway, so let's just go straight into some of the content here. Some of this is going to be really fast. Some will be painfully slow. Let's just start an arena. Oh, one other hero. So if you got Skull Crown, and she can be a speed farmer for you, and she doesn't need to be that fast. She just needs to do that A1, hit real hard, and she can clear things. Farrak and the Fat. And I have gotten lucky, like I said, with the epics because, where is he? There's a second one. So lucky there. I just pulled a second Cold Heart too not too long ago. It took forever. About 100 days in before I got the first one, and then I don't know, 7, 8 days in whenever this last weekend before last or whatever, I got the second Cold Heart. So as you can see, I haven't got the second one built up, but very helpful once I pulled her. But Farrakin with Skull Crown, you're going to see an arena, a nice little blender team. You got to build up Farrakin pretty fast. I think I got, what do I got a speed? 217? Yeah, 217. So you want him fairly fast. I don't even think. Not booked. Not booked. Not booked. And we don't even care. I believe it's... Is it this one? Beatdown. Places a 30% increased crit rate buff and a 30% increased crit damage buff on all allies except this champion for 3 turns. Then all allies except this one will attack one enemy target. Well, they're going to use their A1. And that's where Skull Crown attacks all enemies. So you're not attacking just one, you're attacking all. So you'll see here in arena, I'll show you here. Hopefully there's a good battle. Let's refresh, something that's reasonable I can do. Might be able to do this one. Unfortunately, I don't have a super great team, but the sad part is that might be too easy, but we'll do it anyway. So Haikatune's my fastest, but I can use, in this case, Gorgorab too. I prefer Gorgorab. I can't remember one of his abilities. I don't remember if it's increased attack or something like that. Very helpful. But he's the fastest. Then Farrakin. And then it doesn't matter how damn slow. I mean, obviously you'd like to have them, 130 or something feet so they don't get double cut. But it doesn't matter. I don't even know what's going to happen here. Yeah, he boosts us up. He says, throw the beat down. Boom. Just like that. Done. Now, that was an easy battle. Let's see here. Might be able to do this one, but I don't think Gorgorab's going to be faster, so I'm going to switch to Haikatune. If I'm faster, we'll probably win. If I'm not, we're toast. Unfortunately, this blender team is like glass cannons, so we'll see what happens here. But I was faster. Boom. See, look at all that damage. And boom, we're done. And you see I'm in gold 4. So getting 4 gold bars made a difference. And I was literally, up until what, a month or so ago when they finally pseudo fixed the arena, I was stuck. By the end of the week, I might be able to work my way up to bronze 2. And then I'm back down to bronze 1 as soon as the week reset. Getting nowhere. And then they changed that. I had Farrakin just kind of sitting there. And then I got Skull Crown. Got a nice Hell Hades video. Recommend you go to his website. A lot of good stuff. Look at some of his videos. He is uber helpful in this. You just got to figure out how to build your team out with a lot of his videos and whatever content you're trying to run. But so did that, and boom, a week and a half, I went from bronze 2 all the way up to gold 4. But the problem was I was fighting gold 4 types teams in bronze 2 until they fixed it, because everybody was falling down. It was a disaster. Because see, my player power is up to 1.6 million, where on the other account, you know, I don't even know if it's 300,000 for sure. Yeah, on my other account it's 268. So, but the problem was you're only using 4 players. This is a combination of everybody. So yeah, I was getting my butt kicked in arena because, well, I enjoyed the game for getting all the heroes. But you know, here's my Great Hall. No shiny gold or nothing. But I mean, like this was pretty much all blank. I mean, you know, if you're only getting, if you do the only 5, if you can only do the 5 bronze, and so that's only 35 bronze a week, and you can see here it takes 50. Yeah, it's going to take you 120 days to get maybe every one of these level 1, and then maybe half of them level 2. Who wants to be doing arena? A little bad taste. So I'm not a big fan of arena or whatever, but you know, it's amazing how much going up from 20 to 10 can really help things out, because you know, hey, that's enough accuracy, or that's enough crit damage or resistance that you need, and now you can change one less piece and maybe go defense on a defense character or whatever. And you'd be surprised what 2% can actually do sometimes. So love it if there was a speed thing in here, but that's not going to happen. Anyway, all right, so that was arena. Now the other 2 things, I'll show you the first one. Well, no, let's go Dragon 20s right here. So literally just the other day, finally was able to push past and get to Dragon 20. You can see my best time is not that great, and these are going to be, it's going to be painfully slow, so we'll get it started here. But I got Apothecary, Reliquary Tender, Painkeeper. As long as she stays up, we will win this, and it's a 99% win rate. I would wish it was 100, but every once in a blue it just gets super bad RNG, and if Reliquary Tender goes down, then we're SOL. Because she's the one that revives. So if anybody else goes down, not a big deal. She'll pick them back up. It's painfully slow. So to get around to her ability, I'm going to do that. Anyway, let's start this run. And it runs on auto. But Apothecary speeds us up. Painkeeper will help us reduce our skills by 1 turn. Reliquary Tender will pick us up. She'll do a little healing. And you'll watch Frozen Banshee will go down probably 3 or 4 times in these waves. But anyway, Rosin throws out a little poison. I forgot some of his other abilities, but yes, definitely worth doing the fusion for him. It takes a while. You know, first you got to get all these heroes leveled up, ascended up, and all of that, but you got to be lucky enough to actually collect them all. It's a lot of them you'll just, you know, a few of them you can get through campaign, but the harder ones are the ones where you just wait until you finally pull them just so you can do the fusion. But it is worth it. Like I said, I do spend a little bit of money, usually on gems. That way, you know, if I want to get some more energy to keep going or something and level things up, makes a big difference there. But anyway, we'll just let this run through, and I will speed it up, and then we'll get back towards the end there. Alright everyone, so you can see there, about 3-minute mark we got through wave 1. 7-minute mark we got through wave 2. Frozen Banshee went down several times. Now we're on to the Dragon, which actually goes a lot quicker. And most of these runs are around the 8 to 9-minute mark. You get some bad RNG. 10-minute mark. I think the worst one is like 12. And then you just get that 1 in a billion or 1 in a million bad RNG where nope, doesn't work at all. But it, other than one time, I barely caught it one time. It is worked fairly consistent. It's just slow and painful. But we're gonna be the Dragon, and between Frozen Banshees, poison sensitivity and full poisons, and every now and then from the Daze gear. I can't remember if Resin does poison as well. The lesser poisons, boom, it's down. There you go. 6-star gear, and job completed. So 8.5 mark, best time 6:46. But again, Apothecary, Painkeeper, Reliquary Tender, you got the 3 of those. Just someone to do a little bit of damage will help you get through a lot of the dungeon stuff. But so that was 20. Now the other one is a little odd. It's spiders, spider 20. And I literally finally got through this the other night. So I was sitting there forever. Could do 14 on manual, and as long as I got decent RNG, I'd get through it, but I was struggling, and I was just kind of stuck on 13. I could do 13 on auto. I don't even remember the team now, but I was stuck there. And then, and I had Mordecai. But then I got, and here we are. So we're the negative affinity. Mordecai and Akchak. We're the negative affinity. Doesn't matter. Miscreated monster with Royal Quarry Tender. There again, MVP. And Cold Heart here. This is actually a fairly fast auto run, so we'll just start it. But these two, as soon as I got these two, and I want to say I was using Apothecary and Reliquary Tender, and I'm not even sure. Maybe Royal Guard, because he was probably the second epic I void. In fact, very first void shard pulled Reliquary Tender, so got really lucky there. Definitely helps a whole lot. But yeah, once I got these two with Apothecary and Reliquary Tender, and I can't remember if I was using Armiger or Royal Guard, and literally I went from 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, even 19 on to auto right in a row. Now, once I got through 19, you know, I don't know why, but you seem to get like the best RNG the first time you do it. So after that, I was farming 18 for quite a while there. And now that I picked up Miscreated Monster, unfortunately with Apothecary I can't make it through this, at least not on auto. But as soon as I got Miscreated Monster, it works. I'll have to show you. We'll show you this, and I'll have to show you what I did to get through it a little bit here. And I hate to mess with these guys because it's timed just right. But see, so Mordecai throws out those HP burns, and Akchak puts some shielding and stuff on us here, and then he's going to do his other ability. And see, they're hitting him. The freeze there. So every time they're frozen, they come out of the freeze, and they're under HP burn. It heals us. So you can see we're getting through there. Now, unfortunately, Cold Heart, what does she do? She does her first ability, so it almost like to slow her down, but I hate to touch it because it works. You know, now she does a reset here. Miscreated Monster's a little low, but Really Quick Tender might cleanse us off here. Nope, not just yet. Akchak took some poison there. Miscreated Monster's going to go hit. They're probably going to go after him, but HP burns her out. Nope, they're still going after Akchak. She does a cleanse. There goes all the poisons. And we're going to have this HP burnt down, and this spider is toast in a minute 30. A little under, minute 24, which is my best time. And boom, now you're getting 5, 6-star banners. Ooh, accuracy. Man, that's one of the best banners to get because that saves you so much more. So yeah, real glad to get that one. Let's go to the stage selection here. It doesn't matter. Well, let's see if I got, yeah, okay, team setup. So my spiders, 14 team, there it is. Mordecai, there's where I was using spider 13 for farming for the longest time. Tried to Paragon cheese, but that was painful. But spider 20 team here, we're going to settings. So under Akchak, I make his cannibal. Places a block debuffs on all allies, and strengthen. And this is where I wish Cold Heart was a little bit slower than him, because 25% strengthen on her and then she does that Heart Seeker. Yeah, that hit for even more damage. But and then he's got the Frostwind attacks all enemies, has a 72% chance of placing freeze debuff for 1 turn on all enemies, has a 70% chance of placing AP burn. No, that's not it. Is it Twisted Hunger? Yes, here it is. Heals all allies, 5% of their max HP every time an HP debuff gets a turn. So all those little spiralings come up and bite you. Boom, little 5% heal, 5% heal, 5% heal. And fills the turn meters of all allies by 10% every time an enemy is under freeze. So they're coming off that freeze, coming off the HP burn, your turn meter's jumping up, your health is going up, and boom, you're getting through. Now the other thing, let's see, that was his, so I had to set that. I think, nope, didn't change her, haven't changed him, didn't change her. I'll have to show you her build, but I did have to turn off his It's Alive, which really sucks. Ally protection and the continuous heal, but I got the heals coming from well-equipped tender. I had to turn it off because spreading so much doggone damage. Boom, he'd drop, then Action would drop, and that was it. It all fall apart. So amazingly, turning the off, hey, heal, turning that off, and it goes through. So I have him do his Lightning Storm, attacks all enemies, places a stun and a shield out right off the bat. You see I do have that booked up. And there you go. Spiders 20. Even with 2 negative affinities done in 1:30. That's pretty fast farming time for, a fairly young, I won't say super young, but fairly new account there. So, yeah. But let's go back to the Bastion here real quick, and I will show you, because I built out Reliquary. Well, I did her Tender. I did her Masteries a little different. No offense. She's not doing offense. She is there to cleanse, revive your ass, and heal your ass. So I wanted to give her as much HP as possible. Extra 10% chance to heal first time an enemy is killed. Increase the value of heal by 5% when it's cast. The amount of healing if it's under shield. So when they're under shield, great. 30% chance of increasing the turn meter when a buff is cast by this champion is removed or expired. Again, increase the amount of healing. 5% to decrease the cooldown of a random skill. And extend the duration. And then I wanted to get her some resistance up. Chance to counterattack to give her, shot at doing a little more damage. Really didn't need that, but I wanted to get her resistance up. The 50% increased turn meter. Increases ally resistance. Heals his champion. 6% of the max HP. Increases the amount of healing. So yeah. And her defense. Get her defense and healing up. That's what I was trying to do there. Get her stats here. See, got her up to 50,000 HP, 2,800. Like to see that higher. Pretty good speed at 190. No crit rate, no crit damage. Resistance I'd like to see higher. Don't need accuracy. I'm trying to heal. Just so happens this is booked out. Now if I went down to like War Master or something, I could get a little more damage out of her. But removes all the buffs with a continuous heal and revives. So that's a 5-turn cooldown. That takes a little while. And that's 3-turn cooldown. But by going down those mastery trees, hey, if I can get that down to 2 turns, and I think this is where I actually did. I put her in Relentless. So an 18% chance to get an extra turn. Boom. She gets an extra turn there. Um, and now you got that down to 2 turns to do cleanses or healing. And so that's why I went that route with her. Painkeeper, I want to say similar. Yeah, fairly similar. But I want to give her a little more defense. But same thing with her Masteries. Not looking. Yeah, it'd be nice to get a little extra damage out of her. But, you know, they're not my damage dealers. They're support. Um, not booked at all. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Fills her turn meter. That might be fairly helpful. And attacks all enemies. But this is, you know, not booked. These aren't super big hitters or whatever. Love to book this to get it down to 4 turns instead of 7, but decreases the cooldowns. That's why it's good to put her in there. Decrease the, I mean, probably don't need to run her as much, but like to decrease those, especially when you get those long battles as you saw going through the first few waves there. And then that's totally useless aura there. And I want to, what did I put her in? And I just threw her in a shield set so that she throws some shielding up to start with. That way, got a little time there before, you know, her one skill can go off. Apothecary. I need to work on his gear. I need to work on his stats. Not looking super pretty. He needs some work here. But 193 speed's fairly good. Ideally, I'd like, need to work on getting his crit rate up to 100% here. Again, support champion. Wow, I got to work on him. But his skills booked out, attacks 3 times. So great in Fire Knight as A1. Boom, 1, 2, 3. Especially when you got to get through 10 turns to bring down the shield. You'd be surprised how much a little extra damage helps as he's booked out, but not super great. But big thing here, heals a target ally by 35%, and it can be critical. So that's why I want to get the crit rate up. So, and that's, you know, on a 2-turn cooldown and then boost the speed. So it's always good to gain some turn meter and or drop the enemy's turn meter. And then, of course, and in dungeons, he's good to put out front with an extra 21% defense added. So here's his masteries. I did want to give him some damage. Went with Giant Slayer because I'm not really using him for clan boss. 20% counterattack if they put any of those on me. Again, I counterattack. But so those are his masteries. And then, oops, went too far. Razin, what are Razin's abilities here? Attacks one enemy, has a 20% chance of removing a buff from the target, so that can be helpful. Attacks one enemy, has a 75% chance of placing 60% decreased defense, so that's big version. I believe that's a big version of weaken too, so decreased defense and weaken. It's booked out. Oh, look at that, 100% chance to do it on a 3-turn cooldown. That comes in real handy, especially if you, like, in arena, he lands that, and then Skull Crown comes right behind. You know, 60% defense drop down, and their 25% weaken. Really helps her nuke even harder. But he's doing, so when Farrakhan sends all of them to fight, he's going to do his A1. So he could potentially remove a buff. And then, if they're not all dead, second turn, that's when Razin comes in here, throws this up, and she can do more, but I'm pretty sure he'll do this second. Attacks all enemy, decreases the turn meter by 100%. So then she gets come down. You might actually be able to pull a 3rd turn off, but, you know, some champions can cut in, things like that. And then I could go really, you know, if you want to, you can throw them out. Right now, you know, I want to be fastest. I want to go first. get that ally attack off, and then boom. So I don't need the 90% resistance unless somehow I manage to build ungodly speed, which that's not going to happen on this count anytime soon. Farrakhan, like I said, we've seen that. Do I have? Yeah, I don't even have masteries on him. Mordecai, again, support stuff. Because his damage is from HP burn. It's not from hitting. He's, he can do some damage. I'm not worried about that. Can decrease a little turn meter here. Again, decrease the turn meter. And this big thing is HP burn. So, and then that's how I got it built out. He's not very, not super high, but great there. You can saw, hey, wait, get 174. Got to have the accuracy. Don't need crit rate or anything like that. Because he's placing. He's not dependent on hitting. But you want to make sure it gets there. So you want to make sure your accuracy is there. But you don't need crit rate to hit with it or anything because he's placing it. So, but you want to make sure you got a high enough accuracy that they don't resist it. As you can see, the spiderlings don't. And then Achak, and a few masteries. Like I said, he can put a HP burn or a freeze on. Usually he's doing freeze. It's not very often you'll see him actually throw an HP burn. But block these buffs and strengthen on all allies. So that helps. This is why I'd like to have him go out ahead of Coldheart. But attacks all enemies, placing a freeze. Or an HP burn. And again, you saw he froze all the spiderlings there. And then can start healing. So the two of them paired together, man, they are just wicked for spiders. Wicked. And you can see I don't have super great stats. Went with some accuracy. That's about it. I mean, 154 speed. He's not that doggone fast. Does need 100% crit rate. Don't really care too much about crit damage, but he helped. So they need the crit rate. I need the accuracy. Pretty low. I mean, Hell Hades probably, and all the other content creators probably going, holy cow, how in the hell did you pull Spider's 20 off with those stats on these guys? But, don't ask me. I did. Miscreated Monster. Again, some accuracy. Some grit damage. Sets there. And then some mishmash just to get to 180, so not super great speed. But got him up. Crit rate over 100%. Would love to have some more of that. His accuracy is real high. Pretty doggone high HP. But his attack and defense aren't that great. I did go ahead and put his masteries, but hey, he's an HP champion, so would like to see defense. Don't need really any attack. I don't know how much. Yeah, this is based off of HP, so his stuns based off of HP, stuns and shields, ally protection and continuous heals, so that can be very helpful in clan boss. Especially with another ally attack. Oh, so we're like Skull Crusher here. And then places of fear. His aura, HP, battles in arena, you're not really going to use that either, but he is pretty good in arena, and he does smack pretty hard. So, yeah, I do have him booked out. Sadly, I was going for this one, and I think the last one with the land was just to get this to a 3-turn cooldown, because I wanted his A2 and A3. But that's Miscreated Monster. I'll just show you his masteries real quick. Come down. I could probably go for more of this, but I want him to ignore defense, so more all-around specialty than a total clan boss build, because you'd want to sit there and have Warbmaster to potentially inflict the maximum amount of damage in clan boss. But see. So we looked at Skull Crown. Did we? Skull Crown's Masteries. Same thing. Her skills, yeah. So we went through all of that. But those are a few difference makers. Rosin, fusible, legendary. If you don't have them, you can use a War Maiden for the decreased defense. But you know, he gives you the decreased defense and the weaken. But both of them, of course, War Maiden's a lot easier to book up because you just eat copies of her. Will give you 100% decreased defense, which is very helpful. He just gives you that added bonus of weaken. Attacks all enemies and decreases the turn meter. Very, very helpful too, but as you can see, it's long on a 6-turn cooldown. But hey, little turn meter control, and that comes in helpful. Oh, the last one was Cold Heart here. Attacks 4 times, very good for Fire Knights, but as you can see, this is based on attack, but you don't really care on that. Can't place the heal reduction. Attacks all enemies, has 30% chance of placing a decrease. Accuracy debuff. Be nice at, 5% poison, that's big boy poison, for 2 turns. If the target is under heal reduction, so if she lands the A1, she can potentially put these poisons on, and that helps a little bit there on a 3-turn cooldown. But Cold Heart is known for her enemy max HP, so that's why she's so good in dungeons, especially against spider and dragons. Attacks one enemy 100%, decreases their turn meter, has an extra 30% chance of inflicting a critical hit. Damage increases according to enemy match XP. Got it booked out on a 4-turn cooldown. Yeah, that does some damage. So she does some chunks there. The Masteries here went down to Flawless Execution. Give her extra crit damage. And I mean, you can follow these. You don't have to follow these. That's the route I took with Cold Heart there. And what do I got her in? I got her extra accuracy and proceed out of perception gear, but otherwise it's just a mishmash of gear. Still not super great. Decent HP. Reasonable attack. 1300 defense. I mean, we're only getting, it's not much off of the base there. No crit rate. A lot of crit damage though. Probably need to crit rate up, but gotta have the accuracy. Want to make sure that she lands that A3 ability and the speed. Probably need to drop her down or bring Achak up, but just a hodgepodge of gear there. Just as long as I got the accuracy and some reasonable speed. Keep her alive. She's not the target. And boom. There you go. Spider 20 is done. I don't know how helpful she'd be in Dragon. I haven't played around with 20 enough. They're doing that Dragon event right now, so I've just been farming it with a team that I know that painfully slow and works. Anyway, that's going to be this video for today. I just wanted to kind of step over to the main account, show you getting some of those, some champions that will literally just, change your account and make a difference. And they don't have to be legendary. You saw none of those legendary. Cold Heart, very helpful in the dungeons, and or a miscreated monster. But the difference, like just literally being stuck, pretty much farming 13, on Spider, just enough to maybe every now and then get a accessory that was 6-star, maybe even not that great, and then getting Achak and building up him and Mordecai. And I got the 2 of them pretty close to each other. And, I was just hunting around. I was like, man, I got the HP burn. I'm just something that would help with healer, the freeze, AoE, and I just happened to notice that, oh yeah, he'll heal if someone's under HP burn. So paired them up. by mistake, didn't actually catch any of the content creator videos, but they got it out there. You pair those two up, and boom, leaps and bounds. You'll go through some of those spider um, levels there with the two of them together. And just having an apothecary and a reliquary tender. Even if you just get the two of them, just make them kind of tanky to survive, and they will help cleanse, revive, and keep your team healed. Kind of nice to have Painkeeper, and you see she's not geared very well, and she's not got her booked out, so long time to get the benefit of and I'm probably should re-gear her, the benefit of decreasing the duration of those buffs. Might help to just put a miscreated monster in there or somebody else like that, another crowd control person in his place, and I'll have to play around with it. But yeah, reliquary tender and apothecary probably going to be easier to get than Achak or whatever, because they're epics. But and Cold Heart, of course, she's a rare void, but took me forever to get her. And pretty much within the first week I had reliquary tender, and I didn't realize what kind of piece of gold I had at first. But anyway, those two great for carrying you through most of the dungeon content. They'll take you a lot farther and keep you going. So just wanted to do a little something different this time and show you that, and then we'll show the progression next time with others. Y'all have a good one. Later.